I'm a critic and welcome. We're concluding the AFC East by talking about the Buffalo Bills and what do we really believe their 2025 season is really going to be. So when it comes to the Buffalo Bills, I think we can all just say the same speech that we've been using for the past, 4 or 5 years and be like, it's Super Bowl or bust. It's Super Bowl or bust. It's Super Bowl or bust. We all know that Josh Allen is the reigning MVP. Say what you say about that, but that's not the point anymore. Let's not worry about the past, worry about the future. Buffalo, you're destined for the Super Bowl. Not because we believe you can, because, well, quite frankly, you kind of should have been. And if there's any chance of you guys, finally get over the hump, don't worry. I got another team that's also a B city that's going to definitely have the same conversation later about what they need to do to get to the Super Bowl. And they should have been, and they should be. This is another team for the Bills. And the 3 games, I think, will determine whether you guys are taking this seriously or you're just messing around. Week 9 versus Kansas City. You guys have beaten the Chiefs in the regular season multiple times before. Kudos. Quite frankly, I kind of want you to lose to the Chiefs in the regular season so therefore you can beat them in the playoffs. Maybe that's what needs to happen. I don't know. But for me, Week 9 versus Kansas City, we've been here before. It's you guys are the modern day Peyton Manning and Tom Brady storyline all over again in the AFC, funny enough. Josh Allen and Mahomes, here we go again. So what more can I say about that than we already know that's a crucial matchup. But honestly, win or lose, it doesn't matter because I think we're probably going to see each other again in the playoffs. So, yeah, whatever. Week 14 versus Cincinnati. Okay, I think Cincinnati did a great attempt last year to make it into the playoff, but they didn't. And I think they definitely want to make sure of it and definitely want to get better positioning. If it comes down to the Cincinnati happens to be a division contender this year, then definitely want that, tiebreaker to get that leverage over the Buffalo Bills. And the game is in Buffalo, but it's a little cold weather game. And Cincinnati, trust me, they know cold weather games. But this will definitely be another big matchup to determine probably a future matchup in the playoffs. For all we know, the Bills and Bengals will probably beat each other again in the playoffs. So this is just a preview. But this one probably have a little bit more stakes in it because, this could determine who's the 3rd seed, who's the 1st seed, and who's the 4th seed. Like, this could be that kind of game. Or it could be nothing altogether, and this is just a preview for the playoffs. But let's just say this is definitely a playoff game for the future in the regular season. And then we conclude with Week 17 versus Philadelphia. It's kind of funny that two of the better teams in the AFC and NFC facing each other in Week 17 when most teams probably have already finalized where they're going to be. That's not to say that it's not going to be important. For all we know, Philadelphia and Buffalo will be fighting for the number 1 seed, so they definitely need a win in their record book to keep themselves above, especially if Philadelphia is trying to keep pace of our recently acquired Green Bay Packer Micah Parsons, in case you haven't heard that guy, Micah Parsons, and also Detroit Lions, and who knows, maybe Tampa, maybe San Francisco, who knows what might be coming around the corner, so you definitely want to keep that, margin of victory away from the other opponent to get that number 1 seed. And Buffalo probably doing the same thing, either to keep afloat of the Chiefs or to match up with the Chiefs in hopes that the Chiefs can stumble towards the end of the season. But this game is probably more of a Super Bowl preview idea with implications of it. Because by this time, by Week 17, I think Philadelphia and Buffalo probably either already clinched a playoff spot and probably clinched the division. So this game is clearly just meant for where are they going to be positioned when it comes to the playoffs. Whether who's going to get the 1 seed and who's going to have to play the weekend after the season over. Highest point for Buffalo. Still kind of skeptical with the receiving core like it was before, but I'm hoping that with acquisition of Bosa on the defensive end side, that it can make the defense a little bit more competent. So I have a 12-5 record for the Buffalo Bills. I think 12 wins is almost standard for the Bills because, let's be real, it's not the regular season we're worried about, Buffalo Bill fans. Trust me, I talk to the Mafia. It's not the regular season we're worried about. It's this playoffs we'll kind of worry about. Not so much of you guys missing the playoffs or losing the first round. It's just when you guys get to the playoffs, we just feel like, where was the dynamic team that fought for Week 10 to Week 12? Where's that dynamic threat? Where's that sense of urgency that Buffalo Bills fans want to see? And in worst case, you guys have a stumble-off season. You still have a 10-win season. I'm not worried about that. I still feel like this division is yours for the taking, unless you literally fall off, which quite frankly, that'll be more detrimental to the franchise's psyche than anything else. But a 10-win season is still in your grasp, so even a low season, 10-win season, and probably still division. So you become the 4th seed and you have to host a playoff game. Not so bad. Not so bad. You guys will still make dude, and you guys have major contribution in the wild card on the road, so it's not going to be a complete loss if you guys have to go it that way. Matter of fact, it might build character for you. So honestly, yeah, 10-win season plus for Bills fans. We kind of expect it, but that's not what we want. We're not worried about the regular season. We're worried about the playoffs. MVP goes to the last year's season MVP, Josh Allen. So far, it's still riding and dying with number 17 behind the helm, and as long as he stays healthy and stays proving that he is taking that, sense of being of super strength, Josh Allen will definitely be the reason why the Bills have any chance of a playoff berth or any chance of a Super Bowl championship campaign. So Josh Allen, definitely the only reason why, and definitely the only one that I really can say is really the MVP for the Bills. And has been for probably the past 10 years. Okay, maybe not full 10 years, but you get what I mean, for a long time. Verdict for Buffalo. Well, let's be real. Super Bowl bust. I mean, what more can we say? There are teams that sometimes it's just easy. If they don't make it to the Super Bowl, and I'm talking about just making it, but I think for Bills fans, they might be the one team where making it might not be enough anymore. This is a team that's still lingering on that 4 straight playoff appearance and 4 straight losses. And they go in for their 5th Super Bowl appearance and they lose again. I don't know how much the psyche of Bills fans will handle it. They might literally jump off into a table that's not collapsible. So to me, Super Bowl or bust, Bills, that's what you got to look at. It's not the regular season, it's the Super Bowl. Win it. And that concludes the AFC East. The Bills are done. We're going to go from the East to the North. And we're going to start with the worst team in the North, and that's, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's right, I said it. The Steelers are the worst team in the North. Fight me on that. So until next time, I'm Cortez, and I'm a critic. Thank you so very much for watching.